Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. It is such an honor to have you here today. We are so thrilled that you can be joining us in celebration of not only mentorship, but this new chapter that lies ahead. So for all of you who may not know the origin story of why Mentor Makers exists, I'd love to take just a moment to share the criticality of this moment and this movement that you're on with us. At the corner of what the center stands for is inclusive entrepreneurship. And we know that that starts with building up a strong network of support, your allies, your champions who can help you see around corners in ways that our entrepreneurs need now more than ever. In the pandemic, as we all know, our ability to tap into networks of excellence and knowledge has been strained in ways that have taken on new words and meanings to those words. So for those of you who feel disconnected and a little isolated, just know that you're not alone. And that's in part one of the reasons why we were so excited and so honored to be able to meet the incredible Ravi and his team behind this movement, along with the center, in making sure that entrepreneurs could feel once again connected to subject matter experts who could help them better accelerate through their business desires and challenges. Entrepreneurship is certainly never about having one issue area, and we know that more than ever. But to all of those on this journey, being able to pull out responsive, tactical support in the moment of need is an incredible gift. In fact, one that until this moment in time has not been so easy to access. Imagine, if you will, and I think back to myself in this time, when we've always had these issues of like, who can I connect with that can help me figure this problem out? And you have to go email someone or try to find someone, sleuth someone down, and then wait for an email to be responded to, wait for a chance to connect with that person through a calendar environment. That has all been displaced as a result of Mentor Makers. And the numbers and the people behind those numbers don't lie. You are part of a community of thousands at this stage, entrepreneurs, mentors who have come together and said, how can I help? Those four simple words, how can I help, that have changed lives, that have made the hardest of days seem more possible because you've lent into that way. So from behalf of all of us, our partners, our mentors, our entrepreneurs, and most importantly, all of you supporting this movement, we thank you. We know that there is literally 150 things you could be doing, but we deeply appreciate and value that you have taken the time to prioritize your gift of time, your accessibility of time for our entrepreneurs who are building a better future for all of us. None of this would be possible without our great partners around us. And so on that note, it is my absolute honor and privilege to introduce Ravi to Turn From Here. Ravi, over to you.
Fantastic. Welcome everyone to this Mentor Makers where we are launching a new chapter. It was that one conversation that Nicola and I had almost 2 years ago when we were all thinking about the pandemic and how it has impacted each one of us in different ways. As an entrepreneur, it has impacted me and our company as well. We did not know exactly what this would turn out to be. So we had to find ways to engage our teams, to pivot, and to really find ways. And then we said, we are not alone in this. There are thousands of entrepreneurs out there who are perhaps going through the same exact challenges. So here, as Nicola and I were having that amazing conversation, we didn't have an agenda for the conversation. We were just talking about the world, and we decided to do this together, to launch this big Mentor Makers movement so that entrepreneurs from all backgrounds, of all colors, of all locations around the world have the ability to just talk to someone and have a conversation. Because I truly believe one conversation can change your destiny. And this Mentor Makers happened from that one conversation that Nicola and I had. And I couldn't have asked a better and more passionate partner than the team at Nasdaq Entrepreneurship Center. They have been incredible from day one, passionately responding to this idea of doing mentorship at scale, offering entrepreneurs the support they need to achieve their both business as well as personal life goals. So Nicola, Brooke, Cody, thank you so much. You guys have been amazing, always there to provide feedback and to cheer up and make this movement truly a movement that can transform many entrepreneurs and their businesses. So as a founder myself, I have found mentorship to be the most valuable asset, even more than money. You know, uh, because even if you have the money, because most entrepreneurs make the mistake that if only I raise the money, I can get somewhere. But believe me, I have raised money and I still did not know at various points in my journey what my next most important action should be. And as a founder of MentorCloud, I wrote a book called The Art of Mentoring. So if any of you need a free copy, feel free to contact us and we'll get you one. But unleash the power of mentors that are in this system, and be honest with yourself. We don't know it all. We may pretend to know it all, but we don't. And especially when you are doing something new, there's always one or two unknowns, whether your product is right for the market, how to price the product, how to offer it. Should it be a product or should it be a service? So there are all these questions. Who do you hire? How do you build the founding team? How do you build the advisory board? How do you build the board of directors? How do you get your first 5 customers? How to raise money? These things are part of your journeys. Some of you may already have gone through these milestones, but there will be more. Once you go to the startup phase, then comes the scale up phase. So at every step of the way, realize the importance of mentorship, which is nothing but having a conversation with someone who really believes in you and is willing to take time and help you flourish in your own garden. At the end of the day, that's what mentorship is. Somebody helping you to flourish in your own garden. So be honest with yourself, be open to feedback, and get your mentors excited, because when a mentee comes to me with regular updates, telling me how amazing one or two insights that I have shared was helpful to them, I spend even more time with that mentee. So as you see over 500 mentors on the platform, the way to engage them, again, there is a beautiful video by Indra Nui, the former chairwoman and CEO of Pepsi. She says, be the mentee that mentors look out and want to help, want to give their valuable time from their life to help you. So we are very, very glad to launch this next big phase of Mentor Makers 3.0. Our passion remains the same. Our excitement has probably gone multifold because of what's possible when you bring the community of mentors and entrepreneurs together. Now, my team told me to share what my favorite feature is in 3.0. Now, every part of the platform is our personal favorite. But what I like the most, which you did not have in the previous version, is the community. I define community as the common unity. And the common unity here is we are all entrepreneurs, we are all mentors who were once entrepreneurs and business owners, and the unity is to help each other, to really further the cause of entrepreneurship, and to ensure everybody has the option and the resources to become successful. So I love the community tab. We had so much fun designing it, and it'll be even more fun when we see all of you interact with one another. Ask a mentor a question. If you found a great TED talk or a great resource, I saw somebody posted about wanting some help on the website. Go share those resources if you know, because together we can uplift everybody. So thank you all. Welcome to this next exciting phase. And I now turn it over to Brooke to talk about the Q&A and what happens next.
Hi, everyone. I am Brooke Polizzi. I am the Director of Marketing and Communications at the Center. I am also a mentor on the platform. So you probably have seen me there if you're already on the platform, which I'm sure all of you are. I am very excited today because we get to introduce you to some of the very cool new features that are part of the MentorCloud upgrade to Mentor Makers 3.0. You are going to find out these little things that have been wonderful all throughout are now even better, like messaging, like your calendar syncing. Entrepreneurs are now allowed to ask, request meetings with mentors. It's really some incredible functionality. And I am really excited for Darren to go through it with you. It's going to be a really great demo, and please put your questions into the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and we will be going through them as we'll be holding them for the end of the conversation. But I'll be getting Darren to answer the ones that are most relevant, and hopefully we can get through them all. Darren is the Director of Customer Success at MentorCloud, and he and the entire team have the wonderful pleasure of spending a lot of time together making Mentor Makers the incredible mentor matching platform that it is today. So Darren, I turn it to you to go and really share all of this incredibleness. Thank you so much, and I look forward to it. Remember, Q&A box for the questions. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Brooke. Thank you so much. And welcome to everybody. My name is Darren, and I'm dialing in about maybe an hour south of San Francisco. So on a beautiful sunny day, looking forward to spend a little bit of time and give you some highlights. There's a lot within MentorCloud 3.0, and my goal today is not to show you everything because that would be too overwhelming, but really to take you through some of the highlights, and most importantly, how do we make this work for you? As Ravi says, the main difference between this platform and the old one is the community building aspect. There are just a gazillion more ways to connect with each other. And there's a huge focus on amplifying knowledge sharing. All right. So you can see some of the features on the left-hand side. We have, in addition to the ability for mentoring sessions, a concept called a fireside chat, which is a small, intimate, interactive way where a mentor can share their knowledge with one or possibly more folks. It could be one-on-one, or it could be 1 to 5, it could be 1 to 20. So it's at the discretion of the mentor. Imagine if you're a mentor and you feel like you keep getting asked the same question over and over again, but you want to have a more discussion forum, you want to have a little bit more back and forth, you can have additional folks within one session. You can do that now in Fireside Chat. So it's a great way to amplify your knowledge and your wisdom. We also have circles, which are asynchronous group discussions focused on one topic. You can imagine that there's a circle talking about fundraising, or a different one on angel investors. So it's an asynchronous forum focused on a specific topic. We also have the ability to message each other. This was a very, very, very requested feature from our past. And I think that's one of the themes that we want to share with you is we did not build MentorCloud 3.0 in a vacuum. We took all of your feedback and all your suggestions. So please keep those coming. And one thing that we heard over and over again was that it's incredibly valuable to be able to reach out to both mentors and entrepreneurs. So there's more of a networking feature where you can direct message to other people. And at the same time, you can maintain as much privacy as you wish. So your emails are not shared. The messaging is all within the platform. Ravi already touched on the community aspect, and this is your town square. This is where you can post learnings. You can ask questions for all the mentors out there. And any tips and tricks, we can share announcements there. And lastly, there's a Learn tab. So it's a vibrant repository of information that our community team will post. And I'll share a little bit of that with you in a second. All right. So the main benefits are, you can see on the right-hand side. All right. So these are the main takeaways. Is now there are group interactions, which are much easier to set up through a fireside chat. That's bullet point number 1. Bullet point number 2, and Brooke briefly touched on this, is we now have the ability for entrepreneurs to propose a mentoring session with a mentor. All right. Mentors can still designate time through a fireside chat, so that's still available. But if mentors and entrepreneurs wish, they can actually schedule meetings on their own time. Lastly, we have an easy way for either individual one-off mentoring sessions, so you can still meet with people one-on-one, or If you find that the two of you want to meet for a long term, that's also possible. So now there's also a way to do a long-term mentoring relationship, and you can track your goals and make progress on your mentoring relationship. All right. Okay. And then one more reminder, just as Brooke says, please put in any questions you have into the chat, and we'll collect those at the end. All right. So now let me go ahead and take you to the platform. All right. Okay. So this is the new homepage. And just one quick note is that frequently your browser is pretty smart and it'll remember the last time you go to a page and it'll autofill, or you may have bookmarked something. So the URL of the platform hasn't changed, but either the URL that your browser remembers or your bookmark may have changed. All right, so let me kind of give that example. So if I start typing Mentor Makers here, it goes to the dashboard, but you see like this link no longer is active, right? But you can still go ahead and go back to the home page. So the platform is definitely live, and you can change this as your new bookmark, or you can, over time, your browser will remember this link as the new page. So just to let you know, the site is up. Some of the old URLs have changed, but the main site is still up. All right. Okay, so let's start with something. Let's start with your profile. All right. There's been some changes to the profiles, and you'll see that when you go here. So I'm going to go to the upper right here, hit the drop down, and go to my profile. And this is something that I want everybody to go through at the beginning. We also have a reminder right here as well. So you'll see there's a reminder to go update your mentoring profile. Okay, so your mentoring profile, everybody has a basic profile. If you're a mentor, you'll have a basic and a mentor profile. And if you're an entrepreneur, you have a basic and an entrepreneur profile. I'm in a sample profile, so I have both the basic mentor and entrepreneur profile. All right, so all you have to do is go click on edit, and then go ahead and update your profile. We do really recommend that you upload your photo so that people can see you. But this is where you can go in, and something new that we have is called values, which is a really good way to build chemistry between mentor and mentee. The data that we have shows that for mentors and mentees with shared values, they are able to make better progress on their goals. So to recap, one of the first things that I want everybody to do is to log into the home page, and you'll see the reminder to update your profile. I want everybody to update their profile, either their mentor and the basic profile, or their entrepreneur and their basic profile. All right. Now, if at any moment in time, if you don't remember anything, don't worry about it. At the bottom here, we have an FAQ page, and there are articles, short little articles. So for example, how to upload my picture, you can see it here. You can type in search terms. And whenever we think it helps, we actually put in a little embedded video here, short, in this case, it's a 40-second video for connecting your calendar. All right. So update your profile, make sure that it reflects your passion, your goals, and your current situations. And the reason why you're doing that on your profiles is because we take all that data and we provide recommendations for the right connections that you should meet with, recommended mentors and recommended entrepreneurs. So here's an example of some recommended entrepreneurs that I'm scheduled to meet. All right. Now, the platform provides a framework for individual one-on-one sessions, but it also provides the framework for one-to-many. All right, and these are the fireside chats that I talked about. So as a mentor, it's actually very easy for me to go to sessions, and I can create either a one-on-one with an entrepreneur that I've already met with, or more commonly, I would actually create a fireside chat. And what you'll notice is that we definitely give you an option for two things that are designed to make it more convenient for you. All right. These are absolutely optional. You don't have to do it, but if you do wish, it'll make things a little bit easier. So the first thing is that you have an ability to connect your calendar to either Google or Outlook 365. And the benefit of connecting your calendar is that an entrepreneur can propose time with you for when you're both available. And likewise, if you're in a long-term relationship, both the mentor and entrepreneur can see each other's availability and schedule a mentoring session much more conveniently. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, then the other person can see that you're busy. You don't see the titles or the anything else about that person. You just see that they're free or they're busy, and that's all it is. So that's topic number one. The second option is you can set a preferred meeting link. So if you have your own Zoom or your own Microsoft Teams or your own Google Meet or your own WebEx link, you can actually set that as a preferred link. And that way, all your subsequent meetings would be using that link. All right. And again, this is a convenience feature. If it works for you, fantastic. If you prefer not to use it, you don't have to. So in this example, I'm just going to click out of it and go to later. All right. Now this is a screen for what a mentor looks like for creating a fireside chat. I'm not going to go through all the fields here, but these are your standard titles. You can choose the mentoring topic that I want to talk about. This is what I'm passionate about. It's on marketing, for example. And here is where a mentor can select a number of attendees that they want at their event. So they're making themselves available. And you can imagine that as a mentor, I want to make myself available for one person or 5 or 25. All right. So you can choose the size of the group that you want to speak to and the audience. And this is a place where you can choose the link that you want to insert. It could be a Google Meet, a Zoom, and so forth. Or you can just use the default MentorCloud video session. You put in your agenda, and you can make it recurring or one time. All right. So let's say that I'm a mentor and I want to do it every week for 8 weeks in a row. Right. So I can just create it that way. So this is a way where mentors can signal to the entrepreneurs that they're available. All right. And then if they make themselves available and you create a fireside chat, the entrepreneurs will be able to book it and register. All right. Now, turning it over to the view of an entrepreneur. All right. Brooke already mentioned that she's actually a mentor on the platform. So let's find Brooke. All right. So here she is. So here is Brooke's profile. And you can see there's a basic, a mentor, and an entrepreneur. So in this example, here are the topics that Brooke is passionate about. All right. Market research, sales and marketing. Here's her professional experience. Really, really wonderful information here. Okay. So you can see on the screen, there's a couple of options that I have. I can message Brooke directly. But probably more importantly, I can request a session with Brooke. Or I can actually request a long-term relationship. All right, so let me kind of go over those quickly. So if I click on request a session, I'm asking Brooke if we can meet. And when I click on that, you see the same screen asking me if I wish to connect my calendar or if I want to set my preferred link, and I can do that. And in this example, I'm just setting up the name of the mentor. I can put in a title, choose a mentoring topic, propose a date and time, and a session. So what this will do is it will send a request to Brooke requesting a mentoring session. And she can either accept or else she'll cancel and maybe give you a comment and say, I can't meet it at this time and so forth. And if I click on the view calendar, then you'll see the drop down. And then this is where you can see additional available and open and available time slots. So that's how we would actually request a session. Now, let's say that I actually want to work with Brooke for a longer period of time. I can request a mentoring relationship with Brooke. I select the mentoring topic that I care about, and then a duration, so 6 months or 12 months. Put in a professional summary, fill this out, and then I would send this. And this goes as an email request to Brooke, where she has a chance to review it and then either accept or decline a request for a long-term relationship. All right. So to recap, all the data in everybody's profiles are used to provide recommendations and suggestions for the right people that you want to connect with. And once you see those suggestions as an entrepreneur, you have the option to send them a message, request a single mentoring session, or request a long-term relationship. As a mentor, you can open up time and make yourself available through a fireside chat, and you can select a number of people that you want on a fireside chat, anywhere from 1 to 25. You can make it single, you can make this recurring. All right. All right, so I have not been monitoring the chat box, but let me see, let me do a quick look. Okay. Wow, there's fantastic. There's a lot of comments coming in. All right. So let me kind of go back over here and quickly just walk through the tabs. All right, the home tab shows you some of the action items that you can tick. Meet the community, notifications, upcoming events, and recommendations. All right, so that's pretty standard. The mentorship tab is where your relationships are. Sessions is a way where you can schedule and review the available sessions. Circles are the asynchronous groups. The Learn tab is a really, really good place to start. So earlier, Ravi mentioned his book, and it's actually right here. I also really like this mentoring journey PDF. So let me go and click on that and I'll show you. It's a one-pager, and I think there's a power and simplicity on the one-pager, and I can go ahead and download it. But definitely take a look at that in your own time, because it gives you some ideas and recommendations for the right way the mentor and the mentee should interact with each other. All right, so that's an example. We also have mentoring courses and a glossary of terms. So if you want to get more familiar with some of the concepts of the platform and the community, definitely download this and take a look at it. It's a simple PDF file. We have video tutorials on how to add it to your LinkedIn profile, more details about the fireside chat, and then goal setting worksheets. Okay. Now, speaking of goal setting worksheet, let's pretend that I'm in a relationship. So I'm going to go here to the mentorship tab. And in this example, I have Abhijit as a mentor. All right. So this is an example. So what you'll notice is that it says, oh, we're in a relationship through early December. And in this section, we can message each other, and this will send him an email. So this is just an email messaging one. This section I really, really like. So this is goals and tasks. And what we find is that in a mentoring relationship, it's really powerful and important for the mentor and the mentee to agree on the goal of the relationship. So in this example, you can say something like, I want to draft a business plan. So that's the goal of this section. Now, after you create a goal, a task will follow out of it. Okay, so maybe the mentor is suggesting, read a book, and the mentor would have to write book. So you want to read a book by the end of June. All right, so that's an example of a task being built out. And maybe before that, you want to research the right video. Okay, so you can see it's actually very, very simple and it's interactive. So this is a section where the mentor and entrepreneur can both collaborate, review the goals and tasks, and share this information. The third one is the My Notes section. Now, this is private to just that one person. So this is actually not shared with, in this case, this is not shared with the mentor. All right. But this is a way that you can take notes, maybe the next conversation you have, or maybe some insight that you gathered, you can write those down here. And lastly, this is a way to manage all your sessions, and you want to schedule your next conversation with your mentor. Okay, so that's the power of the mentorship tab. You can also find all mentors here. You can search for everybody. Your recommendations will pop up first, and you can definitely review each person's profile, or you can click on all mentors. And when you click on all mentors, it's sorted by name, but you can actually hit the drop-down filter. So in the drop-down filter, it allows you to look for mentoring focus areas. So it could be, market research, or business models, or I can look for a mentor who has both market research and business model. So this is your Boolean search function here. Definitely you can use the keywords. The keywords work really well, and you can type in something that could show up in somebody's professional profile or by name and location. So I would say start with the recommended mentors, because if your profile is working correctly, that's the right path to go. But if you wish, you can definitely go search for all mentors and then go through the filter as well. Okay. So the last thing that I'll go over today is the community tab. And this is what Ravi mentioned earlier, is here you can see the total number of mentors and entrepreneurs. Definitely, this is a place to share your insights and your learnings. You can post a question, ask a mentor, and this is where we're going to post announcements as well. So it's a dynamic community section. So definitely take advantage of that. All right, with that, I'm going to stop sharing and take a look to see. Has anybody else been monitoring chat? Is there anything?
I'm on top of it.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm going to work through a few of the questions for you right now.
Okay, thank you.
The first big question is, will fireside chats be recorded and shared?
Fireside chats will not be recorded and shared unless you put in something that you want. So that's a great question. So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. So if I, as a mentor, create a fireside chat, okay, I have the option to put in, for example, my own Zoom link, and this is my own personal Zoom link. Now, if I put in my own personal Zoom link, I have the option to record that Zoom session. All right. And then that link, as a mentor, I have the option to do what I wish with it. So it's in the power of the mentor. Very, very good question.
Okay. Another question is, this is from Lynette Stevenson. And that question is, I currently do credit tips on Tuesday on social media platforms. Is there any way I can create a platform to engage with entrepreneurs in my current audience? And I think this is a great place for a regular fireside chat, where she sets up a fireside chat that happens every Tuesday, and can invite people to join that way.
Absolutely.
As a follow-up question to that, is there any cap on the number of attendees you can have in your fireside chats?
Currently it's set to 25, but we're actually going to be expanding out to, I think, like 60 or 100 or something around there. Okay. But definitely 25 for now, and very, very soon it'll be higher.
Okay, thank you. The another question that was brought up, and I'm trying to group them together, and it's also regard to fireside chats. Are firesides open to all or only via invitations from the mentor?
Ooh,
Open to all entrepreneurs or only open to invitations from the mentor?
great question. Great question. Yeah. So they are available to all. And if I'm an entrepreneur, I can come into sessions and I'll see the available fireside chats for me.
Okay, great. Another fireside chat question, as you and I talked about, probably going to be a lot around that. If there's no one that signs up or shows up, does the mentor still have to go online? How does that work if there's no one who joins a specific fireside chat?
Great. Yeah, great question. So as the mentor, you can go in and you can monitor the number of registrations. All right. And you have the choice to cancel the session. So it could be a day before, it could be a week before. At some point, if you wish, you can definitely go ahead and cancel the session, and then nobody else can come in and register.
Great. Tanya Charles has asked, what are the topics covered for mentorship? I think you've already covered that when we looked at the profile, but when you fill out your profile, you choose a number of, I think we call them superpowers. I can't remember how we referred to them, but we talk about the different mentoring focus areas. And then you can also add in to that some others if you feel like it's not covered. So there's a wide range there, but that's how you can search for it. Katrina McLeod has asked, what happened to the previous profile information and mentoring session? I noticed my past mentoring sessions are no longer listed.
Yep. Yeah. Your past ones have not been migrated over. Is there, please feel free to send me an email to darren.chan@mentorcloud.com, and let's talk about what information you need offline from that.
I also want to mention that I don't know if you probably did cover, but I've been looking at the fireside, the quick Q&A. When in the messaging, any messages you've had with previous mentor from your sessions are now in that mentoring bucket. So at the top right of the page, you see the, if you scroll up, Darren, that chat button, you see the conversations that previously existed there.
Thanks, Brooke.
Sorry, go ahead.
Karen, can you put into the chat like your email and my email? And then I think it was Katrina who asked that question about previous session. If you can send us an email, let's talk offline about that one. That's a good one. Thanks.
The other note is how do people find out about fireside chats? What is the best way to do it? And I'm going to first do a quick little plug. Obviously, our ultimate goal at the center and with Mentor Makers is to provide mentorship to entrepreneurs from all over the world. One of the ways we can do that is by sharing your expertise or that your involvement in that on social platforms such as LinkedIn. I'm going to encourage those who do create fireside chats and have opportunities who are creating opportunities for entrepreneurs to learn, to also share those on your social profiles. But that's from the personal side. I want you to push people to the platform because really the more we have, the better we are. So please do so. And there is a cool little video on YouTube that we can put into the chat that shows you how to announce your involvement with Mentor Makers on LinkedIn. But I will turn over to Darren on how people promote their fireside chats.
Fantastic. So as you can see, all I do is I go to sessions and I can either filter by all or one-on-one. In this case, I've just filtered by fireside chats, and I can see the availables for me and which one has seats available and so forth. All right. So this is the upcoming open available ones. And then these are the past ones.
This isn't in the chat, in the Q&A, but I did want to cover it quickly. One of the, I can't see who it is, but it's scrolled up for me now. Someone in the chat mentioned on the previous version of MentorCloud / Mentor Makers, when a session was canceled, the messaging around that session was lost. With the new version, the 3.0, the messaging exists on its own in that session. So if you have any messaging with a mentor or a mentee, it will exist in that messaging area. It doesn't get lost. So it's a huge, wonderful upgrade. Hold on, I'm looking through the chats. There was one more question on previous sessions. Where does one find the previous sessions that they've had so that they can see the people that they've met with previously?
Yeah, so those have not, the previous sessions have not been brought over. For anybody who wants to know, please send Karen and myself the email. And I've asked Karen to put her email and my email address in the chat. Please send us an email, and we'll talk offline and see how we can help.
And also just a reminder, Ravi's, a couple people in the chat have requested Ravi's book. It is actually available in the Learn section. Oh, thank you, Darren. You're able to find that Ravi's book, The Art of Mentoring, right there. So you can find it. Serge, I know the Eventbrite's for the registration for events is very long, but we are a nonprofit and we have to report on our impact. So I'm sorry, but it's the current situation. We are working our best to figure out a way to get rid of all of the registration barriers. So please know that this is a top of our list and we are working very hard on it. Let's see, I think I'm trying to see if there is another question that I've missed. I think I've got, I'm gonna go back to the top because I know I jumped over something. If someone wanted to create an event that is on the platform, a fireside chat on the platform, are they able to invite anyone who is not on the platform to attend it? For example, for convenings or what have you?
So the registering for the fireside chat, and again, this is a closed community, so it is focused on entrepreneurship, mentors who want to help entrepreneurs, right? So it's a closed community from that standpoint. So only people who are in this community can register for that. Okay. At the same time, I think, so earlier I said this, which is where if I open up a session, right, and I can put in my own, let's say my own Zoom link right here, right, I can actually send this Zoom link to somebody else who's not on the platform so they can get into that Zoom meeting, but they will not be able to register for the fireside chat on the platform.
I don't encourage it.
Yep, I don't encourage it either. So
it causes all sorts of problems. But I do encourage you to share the platform with them and encourage them to sign up and become a part of our community, because everybody has expertise that can positively impact the world of entrepreneurship and small businesses. Everyone is even much beyond entrepreneurs. I'm a marketing director. I've got stuff to share. You have stuff to share. Your lived experience can be helpful to someone else in the entrepreneurial world.
Well said.
Hold on. When you message someone via the platform, do they receive an email that you message them?
They do. So the message will just come into their email inbox, and then you can click on that, go back to the platform and reply back. That actually brings up a good point that I did not cover, which is something that's also very exciting, is this whole entire platform is mobile friendly. So what I mean by that is this whole thing, you can think of it as you can access this on a browser, on your tablet or mobile phone, and all the buttons and the functionality work intelligently. So imagine if I receive the email and I check it on my phone, and then I click on it to bring me back to the platform. It will just open up a browser on your phone. and you can message this person back directly from the platform, but on your phone.
Great. We have one more question. Actually, we have a couple more questions, but Giota is asking, is there any limitations on the number of sessions that an entrepreneur can or mentor can sign up for? An entrepreneur can sign up for?
Nope, no limits.
You could have 5 a day, 20 a day, 1 a week, 1 a month.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I just wanted to clarify one thing. Well, actually 2 things. One, you can be both a mentor and an entrepreneur on the platform. We love entrepreneurs who give back and provide their expertise. Something that you learned this month can be something helpful to someone who's 3 months behind you in the process. Something that you learned in your previous job in corporate could be helpful to an entrepreneur who's trying to figure out how to create a P&L. You don't know how useful you can be until you're on there. So please sign up for both if you have that capability. But also, if you haven't received a response, please make sure you check your junk box. A number of times the responses to the from the platform can go into your junk filter, and the email will be coming from MentorCloud, not from the center. So if you're looking for something, make sure you're looking for an email from MentorCloud. That's one of them. And the sort of on my list of things to cover, I know there's a lot of people on here from the center's Milestone Circles program. Hi, welcome. We love you. Welcome. I just want to mention that the circles here and Milestone Circles aren't connected. This platform exists on its own. I know it's a little bit confusing, but Milestone Circles still exists as it normally does, but we encourage you to come here for your mentoring, and that there are circles you can join here, separate from Milestone Circles with the center. Let me see if they go. Some of you guys have asked me questions specific to the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. I'm going to do my best to answer those separately, just so you know. And I think I don't see any more questions. I don't see any more questions that are on yet. And Ayan Rhymes, I'm going to check on our end as well to see, just to make sure that there's no issues with the messaging on that. But if you don't see it in your junk box, double check that it's not MentorCloud. Anything else, Darren, that you think that we haven't covered that we need to?
I would say we probably couldn't cover everything today, which is good and fine, right? Because if we covered everything, it would be overwhelming, right? So I would say get in, update your mentoring profile as soon as you can, put in your picture, and get familiar with it. Keep in mind that the FAQ is always here, so you can always find something. And if you can't find it, contact us, right? So contact us, and then we'll work with you offline on things. That's it.
Great. That's it on my end. Thank you, everyone. And if you haven't signed up to be a mentor or mentee or entrepreneur on the platform, I encourage you to do so as soon as possible, so we can get you in and get you the help you need and the time you need it.
Thank you for coming, everybody. So excited to see you. Take care.